So normally when I build an ambient guitar pedal board, I put compressor, distortion, amp modeler, and volume pedal at the beginning of the signal chain. After that, I generally have 3 or 4 time-based effects pedals. And this is where the Walrus Audio Chi Etherealizer comes into play. It's a single pedal with 4 really great sounding ambient guitar effects that you can combine in a lot of different ways. Let's check it out. So I'm going to move through the effects from right to left. On the right-hand side is a chorus effect. It sounds really good. As you can see at the top, and it's common for all the effects, there's a blend knob where you can go 100% wet. Or you can turn it all the way off. You can also turn the effect off by holding the button down below the knobs for each effect until the light extinguishes. And you can bring it back. On the chorus effect, there are 2 styles of chorus, a tri-chorus and a stereo chorus. Here is the tri-chorus with the depth set pretty far up and the rate in the middle. Let's check out the stereo. They have very different sounds. I think I'm a big fan of the stereo with a slower rate and a little kind of mellow depth. And I like to bring down that blend a little bit so I can still get some of the dry tone through. Maybe the rate just a little faster. After the chorus, we get a delay. Let me bring that up, and let's hear what that sounds like. Yeah, it's a standard delay. It has a maximum time, I believe, of 2 seconds. Yep. It has 3 different subdivision options. You've got your quarter. You've got your dotted eighth. And you have eighth. As you would expect, there is a tap tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, sounds great. And if I bring the feedback all the way up, let's check that out. There's a lot of build, but it doesn't really go into self-oscillation like, say, for example, a tape-style delay would go into. So far, I have the front end of the guitar going into the stereo chorus, into a delay. Next up, let's see what happens when I begin to bring in the grain effect. And grain effect is what you might expect. It's a granular type of sampling, looping type of Let me bring down the delay for a moment so you can hear what's going on. All right, I've got this set currently to the phrase sample setting, which is more rhythmic. I can control the length of the phrase with this middle knob here. If I bring it up, you can hear that phrase, it's a longer phrase. Now, I'm not stuck with this only. I can adjust the pitch of the grain phrases with the playback control. Right now, it's been set to essentially 1-to-1. So these are all playing back at the same speed, but I could double that and begin to play back at a higher speed. I can also switch it to half speed and play back an octave lower. And by the way, I'm doing volume swells with my volume pedal on the floor. No, I'm not. Now, maybe I want to play back the grains in reverse. I can do that too. Let me make it a little bit shorter. And maybe, just maybe, I want to randomize the playback speed. I can do that too. Now, on the phrase sample setting, if I turn the grain size all the way counterclockwise and turn my delay back on, I can tap in a tempo and have the grains follow along. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's kind of cool. Now, if I want to clear out the buffer, I can just press the bypass switch. Ah, blessed silence. Actually, blessed grains. They sounded great. Now, I might want to switch this to the grain cloud setting for a less rhythmic, more ethereal style of grains. So let's check this out. Oh, yeah. Now, again, I can increase the length of the grains. I think that sounds really good. Now, what if I wanted to freeze the grains and create a grain drone? I can do that. Let me get a low E and a low B going here. And I'm going to press the freeze button until the light switches from red to blue. There we go. Now I've got a drone, and I can play against my drone. am really liking that. But you know, we've got one effect to go, and that is space. That's our reverb. So let me bring up space a little bit. And I'm gonna stop the drone. We'll clear out the grains there. Okay. And here's our space sound. Oh yeah. Let me bring space all the way up. That's what you were waiting for, weren't you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, there's one other freeze function. When I hold this button down, you're going to see it flash green. And the reverb space is going to be brought up to 100%. Space is also going to freeze, and we're going to get a grain freeze also, a granular freeze. Really nice. Now, so far, we've been running these effects in series mode. In other words, we've gone from chorus to delay to grain to space. But there is a parallel mode. And what that will do is run chorus, delay, and grain in parallel, and then run those three all at the same time into space. So I've got space turned down, but I still have the other three on, and let's check that out briefly. It's easier to hear each discrete effect because they're running in parallel. Now, if I bring up some space, you'll hear that it doesn't mesh together in quite the same way with all four. Now, I can also freeze this in parallel, so let me go ahead and do that. Well, there you have it, the Walrus Audio Chi Etherealizer. I really like this pedal. I really like the idea of the four effects working together in either series or parallel. And the grain effect is very, very usable and very musical. Please drop a comment, let me know what you think about this pedal. And in the meantime, I've got a playlist here of other Walrus audio pedals. I'll see you all over on those videos.